Hi, I'm down in the dungeon here with this 75-inch Samsung One Connect TV that I found in the dumpster. And of course you've seen the previous, well, if you've subscribed to EEVblog, was it on EEVblog 2? I can't remember. Anyway, if you're not subscribed to EEVblog 2, you definitely should be. There's the, I thought that was a 75, but it's actually an 86-inch TV I found in the dumpster. Unfortunately, it has a cracked screen on it, which I only found out after I powered the thing up. Anyway, I'll link in that video down below. This 75-inch jobby, I actually have a bit of confidence that this thing might actually, the screen might be okay, because this is a completely inputless TV. It doesn't have any HDMI inputs, no traditional like IEC or mains power input. It's designed to connect to the Samsung One Connect box, which has a dedicated like slimline cable going over, which uses fiber optics to actually transport the data. There's 4 fibers in there. I'll link in a video from Elecami Wolf YouTube channel, who's done a teardown of the Samsung One Connect box in this. And it's really quite interesting, and it uses apparently 350 volts DC to actually power this thing. So in theory, the only way for me to check that whether or not this has a cracked panel is to feed in an external 350 volts. So that's gonna see what I'm gonna do today. Now I have actually gone over this with a torch, and I can't really see any like cracks, physical cracks in there or anything like that. I mean, it's a big screen and it's pretty glary on the front, but I can't see anything. So confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high.
Confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high.
That this panel might actually be okay, and it was just the Samsung One Connect box that fails. But I don't want to spend like a couple $100 at least to get the One Connect box, and then I can buy the, apparently I can buy the cable for this, but it's like $250 for the cable for it. So anyway, I don't want to spend any coin on that before I actually check if the actual panel itself is okay. Now, even with no inputs, if I can actually feed 350 volts into this thing and actually get it to at least power it up, it does actually have a menu, you know, a little joysticky thing on the bottom here, a little nippley thing. You're gonna love the nipples. So if I can feed in the external power, I should be able to at least switch it on and at least get some welcome screen menu thing to actually see if the panel's working or not. Let's go. I'll swing this thing around. I'll leave it conveniently on my trolley here. I'll link in some trolley ride videos. The dudes and I do actually ride these trolleys around the car park here, so I'll link that in down below. Yeah, let me show you the One Connect input. So that's the One Connect input here. You'll notice that there's 2 plastic tabs. Now, there seems to be different styles of One Connect connector that go into here, and apparently I think the one for this TV is the higher power model. There's 2 models. One's for like smaller TVs with lower power, and this one's 75 inch, so it needs the higher power model, 320 watts or something like that. And it's got these 2 plastic tabs, but I've seen ones that actually have like slots in them, so it goes over that, but I've also seen thinner looking ones that maybe it goes between it, so I'm not entirely sure. I can't actually get the exact part number of the One Connect that actually is for this model. But anyway, it does use this connector here, so it's like a big flat thing like this with a right angle connector coming out, and it doesn't go fiber into there. There's actually some little fiber receiving circuitry on there that then converts that into high-speed twisted four channels, I think, of high-speed twisted pair which go over that connector. But I do believe there's basically 350 volts DC that goes over to that connector somehow, and if we can feed in the 350 volts, maybe we can power this thing up. There is also an external 13 volts, I believe, but I think that's just for the receiving circuitry on there. So we don't care about that. I just want to see if I can get maybe the 350 volts in, and hopefully this one is 350 volts and the magic smoke doesn't escape. Now I've got to figure out how to get this stupid thing open. This doesn't look easy. I hope don't have to like pry it open or something like that. There is a real distinct lack of screws on this thing, so it doesn't look like this panel just comes off either. It looks like it's integrated into this one big plastic shell. And I'd love to be able to keep it on the stand, but unfortunately the stand plugs into the Visa mount, which is pretty cool in its own right, but like I can't, like, it's messy. can see on the edge here, I can actually get a spudger under there, and this panel does actually kind of like lift off. See, I can even do that with my fingernails. So yeah, maybe. So I asked advice on X before I went medieval on its ass here, and thank you very much to Jay, who pointed out yet another Elecami Wolf video. So I asked on Twitter for advice about this just before I went medieval on its ass, and thank you very much, Jay, on X for pointing out that yet another Elecami Wolf video. So thanks to Elecami Wolf for doing a teardown of a smaller version of this TV, and he shows in the teardown that there's a steel cable that actually runs up here like this, and then right along the top, and then down the other side, and it's got little plastic clips, maybe about this far in, something like that, and you're supposed to get a big screwdriver right up the clacker here, snap the first bit off, and then you progressively snap them, so it's not your usual plastic clips on the side. Presumably it's plastic clips that go into a big steel cable that's embedded in the metalwork around this. So fingers crossed, I'm going to give it a try. He said he did break a few plastic clips, so yeah, that's probably going to happen. I could see if I can get it off without flipping it up, but the problem is that I'm going to have to get the back off. I'm going to have to get it off the stand anyway to get the whole back cover off, so might as well do that. Now, I'm going to have to start by getting this stand off, because there's no way that the back panel's coming off without it. So you can see it's got the bigger Visa mounts around here, but I do like this stand that it actually goes into the standard Visa mount on the back here, which is really quite nice. It means you can use the stand for anything really. And it looks like it's got some sort of hook system, because when I undo the screws, it's not just going to instantly fall off. Nope, look at that, beauty. Oh yeah, there we go. Ah, Bobby Dazzler. It's got two big hooks on it. That is not plastic. Not sure if you... That's all die-cast alloy. No wuckers. Ah, beautiful stand. Unfortunately, I don't have a big enough workbench to actually put this thing on. Well, technically I would in the lab, but it's just filled with crap. Got to clean up. So apparently there's a doodad under here. Yeah, that's about screwdriver. Oh yeah, that's about screwdriver width, all right. And oh gee, no, I need additional purchase on that. There we go. Oh geez, I don't like that. But apparently it's metalwork. I've seen photos, but oh man, that's dodgy as. That feels really bad to be doing that. Plastic spudger, and oh yeah, yep, there you go. I got. Is that the first? Is that? Oh geez, no, that's still. Yeah, there you go. I'm popping them. Oh, yeah, you didn't show any along the bottom here, so I'm still not. Oh man, that's dodgy as. Is there a cable in there? Hang on. Yeah, it looks like there's some sort of yeah, I think, yeah, it is that cable system along there. Yep, same thing. Oh, this is terrible, Muriel. I still don't think it's the right way. I mean, it just doesn't feel right. But he reckons this is how he got it off, even though he did break some clips. But I don't know. It's probably people who know in the comments down below. There always is. But, man, like, does it like shift? Like, because it's got cables and plastic. No, it can't, because there's one going along the top as well. So that won't let it slide. So it's got to, yeah, probably does have to pop off. But, man, this is terrible design. Just to save a few screws at the assembly stage, you know, a bit of labour to put the screws in, but yeah, nah, don't like it at all. And it's still very stiff. Oh, yeah, there we go, got the first one along the top. Oh, I'll get back to you. Oh, I didn't see it. Probably because I didn't have enough light. It's because all the lights are on that side. Don't actually have lights on that side of the dungeon at the moment. Yeah, there's some tiny screws in here, so I'm going to get those out, like really small ones. I'm going to get those out. It's probably like 8 of them or something. Yep, I'm really getting there now. I got all the screws off, and there's plastic clips on the bottom side there, just little hooks. You can actually see those. So, but that sort of like should pop off later, assuming this pops off. Are there any? Feels like there's maybe something in the middle. No. Yeah, I can see down into the guts here. Oh yes, there's 2 sneaky screws there. Bugger. We'll get those out, and that is it for the back panel. 2 screws plus a couple of, I think 6 down, tiny ones down the side there, some plastic clips, and then this wire system around the outside. Very unusual. As I mentioned, one of the issues with dealing with like big TVs like this is that I've had to physically manhandle this a couple of times, flip it over and do all sorts of stuff. In fact, a couple of the clips went back on when I tried to grab it because it's quite heavy, and then whoop, the clips went back on. I had to snap them back off again, and really it puts, by moving it around because it's quite heavy, and you can't really get like a good grip on the thing sometimes, and it puts a bit of stress on if you lean it up against something. It can put bending stress on the screen and stuff like that. So really, if you're working on these sort of things, it pays to have like a big dedicated bench for it. And well, technically I do, but you know. So I'm going to try and get a spudger under these plastic clips, but no, I've got to hold it in place. Sorry, you're getting a butt shot. That's 2. There you go, it's coming a bit easier now. That's what she said. And come on, and once again I've got to like lift it off the wall, so it's putting stress on it yet again. Oh, there we go, there we go, there we go. She's flapping around in the breeze now. I think I've got all the plastic clips off. Whoa, that just buckled. Is there another screw there? No, I'm not missing anything, am I? No, it seems stuck somewhere. And again, I've got to manipulate this thing to try and get in here. There's got to be one clip left down here. Oh, there we go. It's almost like it's stuck right there. It's not the mounting bolts. Oh, sorry, you can't see this. Don't have a camera on the side, but it's almost as if something's there. Oh, no, there we go. There we go. No, it just popped off. It eventually popped off. There, yeah, there's a little, like, plastic clip there or something like that. But, ta-da! Ooh, wobble board. Tie me kangaroo down, sport. Tie me kangaroo down. No, isn't that cancelled now? And we're eventually in like Flynn. There it is. There's that steel cable that, oh yeah, there's one. Yeah, no, they're just clips. Oh no, that's a cable that goes all the way. But I'm not sure, I haven't looked if I broke any of the, but you can see it goes right along the edge up there, like that. Wow. Interesting, huh? Let us know in the comments if you know of any other TVs that use a similar sort of wire system. It's really annoying. Screws, please. Anyway, we've got a big ass Visa mounting plate there, or these bigger ones here, if you want. They all just go into the frame there, so no wuckers. And the good thing is, like, you can actually get your screwdriver in there and pry these off without worrying about the panel, because it is all metal work around here. So yeah, no worries. There's our power supply and just our main processor board, exactly what you expect. There'll be a T-Con board under here, which goes off to our panel. We've got the big speakery system here, and there is a port here. So that's what that circular thing is there. So yeah, just some extra bass goodness. Oh yeah, they're on rubber. They're on compliant rubber baby buggy bumpers there. Very nice. So a bit of vibration isolation there for the speaker system, but you'd expect that, you know. I think somebody mentioned this was like $6,000, brand new or something, so, you know, pay a bit of coin for this. There's the power supply board in glorious 4K resolution for those playing along at home. I really like these angled heat sinks here. They're pretty jazzy. Don't think I've seen those before. Leave it in the comments down below. Check it out. Look at the profile on those bad boys. I really like that. That is terrific. It's a winner-winner chicken dinner. Anyway, it doesn't look to be any obvious magic smoke escaped from the caps or from anything, so it looks pretty good. Where's our whiz-bang connector input? It's not on the power supply board. It's got to be up here. Sure enough, there it is there. I did not expect to find it on the processor board, because as I said, I believe this is 350 volts DC. They do that to get a very, it reduces current. The higher the voltage, the lower the current for a given wattage, which I think this is normally like over 200 watts or 250 or something like that. It's big TV, there's a lot of power requirements in it. And they do that to make the cable thinner. They can use a smaller gauge wire, the less current you have. So the only way you can do that is to up the voltage. So yeah, I did not expect to see that on the main processor board. Wow. Okay, so they got that coming out of this cable over here. So this is the mains. This is the high voltage DC, which goes over to the power supply over here. Interesting, huh? And if you flip that around, you'll be able to read all the model information. It doesn't say, box isn't ticks for which model power supply, but they got all the output ratings there. That's very nice. Then over here, which I can't, it's really small font. Even with my glasses, I'm having a hard time reading that. You're probably reading it just fine on your 4K tellies at home. Anyway, we've got a 1.5 amp, 250 volt, 3AG heat shrunk there for our own protection. And our main caps, they've got discharge resistor on there, on the main caps, but yeah, it's nothing fancy. Basically, it's just a standard TV power supply, except they're using the full wave bridge rectifier DC coming directly into it instead of like the AC mains. Sure enough, that actually reads there ground, pins 1 and 2, pin 3 and 4 are not connected, so of course you'd expect to have some physical isolation there, but pins 5 and 6, bingo, 350 volts DC, and then bingo, 7 and 8 not connected again, 9 and 10 also ground. That's ground, and the pin 1 and 2 are B ground there. And then there's B 13 volts. So do we actually need to have that? Do we need the 13 volts and the 350? I don't know. And then V amp, don't know what that is. Power low, and then power supply on signals. And yeah, signal, one wire PWM signal. But yeah, we should be able to feed something up the clacker, but then you've got this annoying connector. I don't want to have to cut the wires to be able to splice into this thing. That's annoying. And there's the panel for those playing along at home. It's upside down, all the electrons fell out of it. That's why they dumped it. And a date code, there you go, 22nd of the 5th, 2018 there. And wouldn't you know it, my beautiful Xantrax power supply here only goes to 300 volts. Oh, bloody Murphy. So having a look around here, you can see very nice silk screen goes around here, tells us that the, and here as well, basically, this is the output side here, okay, all the links going back up over to the main processor, but the high voltage comes in here, plus a few, that 13 volts, I think. So it looks like, yeah, the 13 volts is on the isolated side there. So that makes sense. Okay, so there's 13 volts coming out to power. Right, there's an isolated 13 volts coming out to power the, that must be the fiber optic receiver on the board. So yeah, that makes sense. So it'll generate that. So you shouldn't have to generate the 13 volts. But anyway, you can see that the fuse here, you can see that there's one line coming out. So we've got the tap here, use my red one so you can see it. That one there going into the fuse must be positive 350 volts, and this one here must be negative 350 volts, and it should be isolated. So we can check that. There we go. And that ground there is isolated from the chassis. Yep, no worries. But the negative side ground, yep, is actually connected there. There you go. So, ooh, 3 of them, all 3. Look at that, oh, all of them. Whole bunch. So yeah, the chassis is not 350 volts grounded. It's signal grounded on the output side here. So it's grounded to the signal side ground over here, not to the input. So I should just be able to, so I can't really get a clip onto that. It's really hard. I might just solder a wire onto there and there, whack in 350 volts. But yeah, might have to put 2 power supplies in series to get that. But yeah, no wuckers. It can be done. So where am I going to get 350 volts DC from at, 270 odd watts, similar to what a panel like this needs? Well, ideally, a nice high voltage bench power supply. But the best one I got only goes up to 300 volts. It's nice to have that sort of current limiting capability of a bench power supply. But hang on. Also from the dumpster, and it just happens to be sitting here, and it just happens to be completely open, is a power supply. And 350 volts DC times 0.707, which is a full wave bridge rectifier, is about 245 volts AC. Aha! What a coincidence! That just happens to be my mains voltage here in Sydney. So this 86-inch TV might still come in handy. Look at this. I've already bodged in a mains cable for it, so we can just plug it in straight away. We've got our looks like 2 full wave bridge rectifiers there, and our filter caps, 3 of them there, 450 volt jobbies probably. And this is going to provide, this is a bigger screen. This is 86 inches, so that's got to be at least matching the 270 watts capability of this 75-inch jobby. So all we've got to do is tap off the mains filter caps, yes they are discharged, and just bodge the wires straight over to the other board. And Bob's your uncle, right? Only one way to find out. Almost 400 volts DC. Yeah, that's not going to work. So there's some shenanigans going on there. It's not just your regular full wave bridge rectifier, because if it would be at 245 volts RMS, it'd be about 350. So that's not suitable. Bummer. So what I've gone and done is manufactured my own. Check it out. I've got an old power supply from some old junked TV here. I've used it for like getting various like soldering things and parts from and stuff like that. And so it didn't work. So what I've done is I've actually removed part of the active power factor correction stuff on here. There was a big heatsink under here with an SCR and stuff. So I've actually removed all that. So basically all I've got is the mains input here. I've got some input, filtering in common mode chokes and stuff. Then we've got our full wave bridge rectifier here. And then basically we only had one filter cap here, which was 100 microfarads. I thought, maybe that might not be enough. So I've got another, 470 or something there. So I salvaged that from an old PC power supply, just wired that in parallel there. I've already tested it, 240 volts in, gives me close to my 350 volts DC that I'm after there. So I should just be able to piggyback that. By the way, I disabled, actually broke a track on there and disabled like the rest of it. So all of this, I removed some jumper links and other things that were jumping over to this power factor correction and primary side driver stuff here. So that's all been disabled. So yeah, none of that's powered up. So it's basically just a full wave bridge rectifier with a cap. No worries. So yeah, that'll give me the voltage I need. Oh, there we go. Getting 239 volts here in the lab. Let me get the confuser out. Yeah, the math checks out. Multiplied by square root of 2, 1.414. So, yeah, sometimes I get like 240, like 5 volts here in the lab, but no, it looks like today I'm only, well, right now, anyway, it varies during the day. I'm only getting 239.5. Anyway, I think that's going to be good enough for Australia. That should at least get us to power it on, surely. Okay, this is the moment of truth. I think I've got the polarity correct. I think I've got the connections correct. So we will try it here. There's the doodad button on the side here. That looks like the, whoops, sorry, you can't see it. Why the screen's camcorder's not wide enough. So here we go. I'm going to switch on the power. And, well, nothing happened. No magic smoke. I'm pressing the power button. Oh, I can see a red LED. I saw the screen light up. I swear, I saw the screen light up. It flashed something. And there was a red button on the side. I swear there was something there. There's a red. That's no longer red. No, it went off and then it flashed red again. So something's wrong, but it's getting power. I sure have seen this screen go like backlight. Oh, no, something's happening. There you go, you can see it. It's flashing twice And then, oh, yeah, I'm getting some backlight. I am getting some backlight there. Something's going on. Does it not have enough voltage? Does it actually need the full 350? It might. Thankfully, I have the ability to generate any mains voltage I want. So that's precisely what I'll do. No worries, this has enough output power. This will do, what is it? Yeah, 500 VA, no problem. So let's plug that in. There we go. And, flishy flash. Again, it flashed. Hasn't flashed again. Is that a good sign? Well, there's a little minor flash there when I pushed it. I swear the backlight's working. But it comes on briefly. Nah, I think this thing has come a gutser, and this is why it went in the dumpster. Isn't it? Yeah, there goes the backlight. Nah, it's dodgy. Maybe I can get a service manual and try and figure out what those flashes are. Nah, I'm going to have to officially give that a wah. If I can find the service manual, I'll, and if I can get like an error code for that, because that looks like a specific error code. It's booting up, it does 2 flashes. Here it comes, yep. No, 1? No. 1 solid. It's oddball, it's all over the shop. Nah, I'm going to leave it for now. I think that's, I don't know, how much time do you want to invest in, you know, a dumpster TV like this? Anyway, it doesn't look like, from the brief flashes I've got on the screen, it doesn't look like there's any cracks in it, but we haven't got an image on there yet. It's just like the backlight coming through a little bit, so anyway, that was worth a quick try. Thoughts and comments down below. Catch you next time.